Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crypto nerds of all ages, we have something special for you today. We have the Nifty Media Art team here today, so buckle up. It's going to be an amazing half an hour.
All right, sweet. What's up, guys? It's Lauren Wixom, aka @RealLaurenWixom. And like Monty just said, we are here with the team of Nifty Media Art. Now, Fabs, please tell us, how did this project come to be? Give us a little background, paint us a little picture so we can kind of get to know Nifty Media.
Yeah, thank you. I'm here with my two co-founders and a head of marketing. The project was really meant to bring together a community of artists, and I think we're going to be the first platform that brings together the community of artists in motion, visual art, and music. I don't think that has ever been done before, and our goal is to delight the audience, delight the artists with an amazing experience. So I always tell my team, think about building a Spotify and in a Robinhood, deliver that kind of a mobile first impressive user experience, and build that self-service platform to have collaboration across artists, bring premium content to the audience. And along the journey, I was so lucky to bring this team together, and an amazing group of artists that are actually part of the founding team, and they built the first project for us on our platform. Our platform, the underlying technology is first layer on both Ethereum and algorand, and the goal is kind of to bring together the community of algorand and Ethereum in one place, and then leverage algorand to bring in the mainstream fan base in the art world.
I love the comparison. Spotify and Robinhood combined.
Yes.
If they had a little baby, it would be Nifty Media Art.
I love
All right.
it.
You brought a lot of folks with you here today. Can we go around the room maybe and have everybody maybe introduce themselves and give us a little bit of a background? I think that the audience would like that. Yeah.
Sure. Fabio, do you want to go first and introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. I spent 20 plus years in corporate America, at the cusp of analytics, innovation, and design. And now, during COVID, I had this idea brewing for a few years. I started designing my own application, putting down ideas, and then I was lucky enough to meet up with Dan and Imran. It was an old friend of mine, and we all started kicking the tires a year ago. Now it seems like a couple of days went by, and now here we are with maybe 15 developers and 20-ish people working on this day and night. So it's been a kind of an amazing ride, and we're just at the beginning now.
Great. I'm Dan Hoffman. One of the co-founders with Nifty Media Art. Like Fabio said, we started this journey over a year ago. It's flown by, and it's amazing how far we've come in a short amount of time. My background is over 20 years in media. I started my career out at ESPN, working on X Games full-time, year-round. I really got to be up close and personal with all the different events and athletes, and you really got to see the culmination of culture of the action sport industry, as well as art, music come together. One of my favorite moments was the ESPN Action Sports and Music Awards, where athletes voted on their music artist of the year, which is, it's really kind of that decentralized, like that group gets to vote and who they want to choose. And one of the first people for the surfers was Jack Johnson. And at that point, nobody knew who Jack Johnson was. And so I got to do his first national interview. But it's really cool to see how those communities came together. Then a few other networks, and a big part of my career has been in financial television at CNBC. I was brought in to help develop and launch Mad Money with Jim Cramer, Fast Money, Options Action, Trading Nation, a bunch of different shows that was in prime time or specials, and really got an inside look at the market and follow along. So the cryptocurrency space, especially with Bitcoin in 2011, 2014, Fast Money really started to follow that, and look where we are today. So my excitement is to, one, follow the market and really bring artists to the table. And I got to bring in one of my friends, Ty Wright, who won an Oscar for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and the Golden Globe. And that's one of our notable artists that's on our team. I'll hand it off to Imran.
Amazing team. Yeah. Oh, Imran's muted.
There
you go.
Hey guys, myself Imran Khan. First off, thank you for having us. You guys have an amazing program, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Yes.
So yeah, once again, Imran Khan, based out of Los Angeles, California. I spent most of my corporate career in media and entertainment, working for the likes of the Foxes, Disneys, and the Warners of the world, focusing primarily in data and analytics, application development, helping put together corporate strategies around how data across ad sales and marketing tech. I run a small IT company now, once again based out of California, for a little under 200 people that focus primarily in technology. It's been a pleasure working with these guys so far, and it's I'm a strong believer in the blockchain technology and how it has the potential to solve a lot of our traditional problems. It's just been an amazing ride so far, and we keep adding talented people who I'm going to call on next also, that have joined the team, and it's just been amazing. So thank you again for having us.
Thank you. Well, Susanna, these guys have name dropped some like brand name companies.
Yes.
I know you're relatively new to the group, but you also have some brand names to kind of drop, and your background is equally as impressive. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so Susanna Chow, head of marketing. So my background is actually in advertising and marketing. Almost 15 years in the industry. I started my career working for IBM. So in tech, I was overseeing global advertising, digital advertising for IBM at Neo at Ogilvy, which at the time was the digital arm of Ogilvy and other. So I was responsible for overseeing all digital marketing for all position accounts at the time that IBM acquired, which at that time it was almost every day they were acquiring new companies, which was very exciting. So my specialty was actually in software group and all software services. And then from there, I was actually recruited by Estee Lauder to build out their advertising business for MAC Cosmetics. And that time it was one of the top global prestige beauty brands in the world. And then from there, I was actually promoted to oversee all international consumer and product marketing for the international group for MAC Cosmetics. And then I was there for almost 3 years. Loved it. Overseeing all 360 innovation. And then from there, I actually went to NARS Cosmetics, and I was overseeing brand marketing for the US business. So I like to joke around. I went from one animal to another, from tech to cosmetics. Very similar, obviously. But I'm very excited to be here. I feel like I've come full circle, coming back to what I love most, which is technology first and foremost.
I think it's great. If you're watching this right now and you haven't already gone to NiftyMedia.art and checked out the IR team tab, you should pause now, pull up that tab, go look at it, so you can take a look at just all of the talent that, that surrounds this team. And this is just a small representation of everybody that's involved. I think it's fantastic. I'd like to circle back around to Fabs now, and maybe just tell us, what's next. I know you don't often do a whole lot of these types of YouTube presentations and pop in, and you've kind of, quite frankly, kind of run sort of under the radar in the community for having the team that you put together. You're relatively unknown. So you've got a roadmap. Maybe you want to pull us through. If you want to do that now, we can do that. Or if you just want to tell us what's next, what's the next biggest thing coming for Nifty Media Art?
Yeah, absolutely. I might share the screen and show you the roadmap and give you maybe a sneak peek of what Ty Wright is cooking up for us as a first project. Would that work?
That would work fantastic. You pull that up, and then Ty is he was involved with the Spider-Verse, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I remember.
He came to us. So Ty and I used to work together at CNBC, and in 2019, he knocked it out of the park with really taking the look of comic books into a feature animated film with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And he's also worked on other features like Storks, Hotel Transylvania, the Emojis movie, and a handful of other projects. But most notably, when you get the gold statue, that kind of leads the way.
Yeah, you got to lead with that. All right. Fair enough. There he is. Very, very happy there. Great picture. Good capture.
Yeah, I would be happy too. So, see if I didn't need a lamp, right? So if I didn't need to ask a genie. When I started this venture, I needed someone who could give me a runway, and Imran appear, and then I needed someone with Artist Network, Entertainment Network, and then Dan appeared, and off we go, right? And so in the spirit of the platform, our first project is kind of different take on a PFP, right? It's going to be a collaboration among visual artists. You have Ty and you have Dave Warren, who also notable for being an animator on The Simpsons, creator of Pink in the Brain, Sons of Anarchy. And as part of the roadmap, we're also going to have a music group, LS Plus B. Josh Stevens happened to be also part of the founding team. And so it's going to be a roadmap intertwined. I don't want to spoil, give it too many spoilers here. But you can go on the website and check it out. Right now the initial focus is the Genesis drop, which will unlock a lot other cool stuff coming up soon, and it's going to be probably a year-long roadmap, as you can see here on the website. A sneak peek on when and how we're going to drop on algorand and on our app. We're going to have a music drop that is going to be available on our app streaming. I could give you a sneak peek of that too. And that brings a different kind of fan base there, where the regular fan base, and then we don't want them to deal with the gas fees. We want to have them to deal with an amazing experience about being part of the community. So it's going to be interesting how we bring together the crypto and the mainstream community there. And then a quick sneak peek on a provisional patent that we apply. We have this precious metal golden pendant. It was a collaboration between Ty and a friend of mine, a jewel maker, designer, architect in Europe, where it's going to be the first NFC and NFT, so near field communication, and the near field communication, which is going to be embedded inside this pendant, is going to unlock extra material and additional VIP experience. So you can imagine, especially in the music business, I can see totally see this as a way to establish additional connections between the artists and the fan base. And I'll just jump into, if you guys are okay.
I'll just tell a quick little story, Fabio. So that was the Jewel was came from a night at Hudson Yards here in New York City, where we were watching Anderson .Paak, and Fabio came over. I live out here in Hudson Yards, and watching him, it was notable because we're in the pandemic, and it was really the first live event we'd been to in a while. And Fabio had this great idea of turning the physical, the digital NFT into a physical NFT for a way to show off your music, your songs, just like you would have an album cover.
Right.
Well, you know, now you have something physical to kind of show off and brag a little bit about. And so that really kind of spawned from Anderson .Paak playing Hudson Yards, and you know, going back to the music thing, you know, Josh Stevens, one of the members of LS plus B, but one of the members of LMFAO, which just went diamond, that I just found out about. So he's above platinum, now he's diamond. So that's he's got a much cooler award shelf than anyone I've ever seen. So, and then Shafiq and Akuma, I think collectively they have over like 20 Grammys. So we got Grammys, Golden Globes, Oscars, you know, and a handful of others. But it's quite an awesome, exciting time, and the speed at which Fabio worked to make this idea, which was just in October, to a physical NFT and get prototypes done is phenomenal.
That is phenomenal. That is fairly unique. I haven't seen anything like that displayed or hypothesized anywhere else yet. You may be setting a trend, though. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. And it's also going to have the ability to tie into the app and create an experience that will go beyond NFTs into the NFM, which is, you know, the non-fungible membership, the uniqueness or the exclusivity that will come along with it.
That's nice. Yeah. I was just going to ask what kind of VIP sort of access you know it would grant you. Any sort of alpha you can spill there about what might be available there.
Yes. So it's going to be part of the roadmap. So you know, a little buttoned up, but there are, you know, a residency plan, and you know, the fans could have access to, you know, live shows as part of the residency, right? As part of the provisional patent application, what is important for us is that the physical pendant unlocks, you know, Easter eggs and hidden material that otherwise wouldn't be accessible through your regular app.
Roger that. Okay, very good.
Not going to give too much away.
All right. We had to ask. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
You know, I want to just give you a sneak peek on Tys Art. That's our first project. And
I'm gonna try and make that larger. Hold on just a second. Let me see if I can. There we go.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of covering up. I don't want to cover up the bottom there.
Yeah, let me know.
No, I'm gonna go back. Okay.
So what I love about this project, that first of all, working with an Oscar-winning artist is an incredible experience. But you know, we thought, oh, it's gonna give us a cool superhero vibe, but he went with a personal story. Right, these are the urban heroes that he recalls from his childhood, right? And so the storytelling is where, you know, to me, is where you transition into real art, right? When you have something beyond, you know, the cool you know, technique that you can pull, right? And I'll let Dan speak to it a little more. But again, you know, even here we want to have the artist on our Discord channel and explaining to the community what you know, his thought process and what he thought. You know, we had we spent endless nights. I wish I recorded all those sessions and put them as a podcast, because the creative process, it was incredible.
Well, anytime you want to invite somebody on this channel, I'd be more than happy to host the unplugged session of, behind the NFTs. Yeah.
Sure. So Tys originally from Brooklyn. He lives out in Vancouver with the company he's working with right now. But yeah, this goes back to his roots. And as Fabio said, it's more of a personal story. So I think as Ty has done a ton of 3D for me in the past, and you've seen his work in Spider-Verse. That there's many directions we could have gone, and I think what really touched him is, as he grew up, he saw leaders in the community in Brooklyn, unsung heroes, helping people with money, family, faith, business. And those people were immortalized by local artists, graffiti artists, and they'd spray paint their image up on the wall to let people know that this is a person who's helping the community, respect. And so Ty, being a young kid, playing arcade games at a laundromat, would see these artists just spend all day spray painting these people, and he thought it'd be a great tribute. It definitely has impacted his career, and definitely formed the way he thinks as an artist. So it really came together nicely with his tribute to street art. And I think it's really cool because so much is 3D right now in the NFT space, with maybe not a lot of story. But as Ty, as once you guys have access, when he's available, to tell some of his story and tell you about each of these characters who inspired and helped the community, and as we showcase all the other characters, you'll really get to know why this is an important story. And it's really about people helping people, and the positive side. It's more than just making money, but it's art, it's storytelling, all wrapped up into one.
Yeah, I 100% agree. In fact, we started off this as we were brainstorming. How do we start off this session here today? We thought, what, we should open up with a story. So, sort of, we're following that methodology there. And I think that the artwork and the company that you put together, and even the team that you've put together, I think it's much more authentic, because you're sharing some of your stories with us and the overall community. So I think it's fantastic. What else is on the roadmap here, or is there more here on this section we missed? No?
Well,
okay.
I can give you a quick preview of what the app is going to look like. Which again, we started with all the branding, the color was designed by Ty, but then Dan brought in another of his heavyweights to really bring home, the design of this website, which I think is beautiful. It's is our baby. But then the app itself, what do we mean by bringing together Robinhood and Spotify? I think this it is simply beautiful. I can wait for people to start playing around, right? So that and this would be more of a self-serving platform where I'd love for artists to come together and start collaborating, and also following the algorand example on how they manage their consensus mechanism. We're gonna built in mechanisms to approve artists, and also we want to have a long-term, probably in a year from now, our own Nifty Media Award, where the nominees are coming from the community, and the artists will form this board with the same mechanism that the algorithm works, right? By picking randomly the voting, so that there's no ability to lobby or to, quote unquote, corrupt voting. And so that would be a new experiment, right? So once we build the community, let's see what a artist-driven award will look like on, and hopefully we'll have a huge party every year to celebrate our community.
I like the sound of that.
That's
Yes.
a cool idea. I love that.
All right, let's talk about the revenue model. Everybody's going to wonder, okay, so how are you making money? Tell us why we don't have to worry about you, and how you're going to make money.
So we have several revenue streams for the artist and for us. So I had several conversations with the team, right? We want to be transparent, because what our internal model from day one was be bold, don't be greedy. And if you are okay with that, then you can be totally transparent, right? So the revenue streams are 4 or 5. So there's the initial auction, there's a secondary auction for the artists. You can see heavily weighted in favor of the artist. We're going to split 50-50 the NFT jewelry that we discussed. So you can mint 100, 1,000, 10,000 jewels. And then we're going to split that with the artist. We want to build a streaming platform, right? So we're going to ask, even if you don't own any NFT, you're going to be able to enjoy the content once we start building. And for a minimum membership, that is going to be part of the revenue stream that we split. We have a dedicated space for ads that are not going to be invasive of the experience, but we feel like we have some cool stuff for advertisers, for big brands. I'm very particular about brand safety and not so much into random programmatic advertising. So we're going to curate that space. So there's a lot more to unveil and to come. I'd rather give out the space to known brands, even for free, and make sure that everybody's is okay. And then last but not least, when it comes to NFT, when it comes to sharing music, documentaries, visual art, it's all about utilities. What utilities you bring to the community? What's in it for me, right? Other than the cool art. And there are many ways, such as VIP experiences, but also we get the ability to artists to share their future royalties, right? So something gets picked up by Netflix, by a commercial director, and so the promise there that an artist will make, if they wish to do so, is to share their revenue, right? So think about we have an artist who he is building music for video games without knowing what video games, right? He has an idea in mind. Think about building a community of, let's say, 10,000 people. They all go on Twitter Spaces. They start sharing ideas about possible plots on video games. They become the evangelists, the advocates for their artist, and they can go to a production house and propose their project, right? So it's kind of reversing the model, and that's the power of the community, and the artists that will understand how to unlock that will be successful, right? We're not promising to everybody that that they'll become rich, but we'll make sure that we'll put emerging and known artists front and center, all our PRs and all our advertising on the platform.
Yeah, and I think it's about being fair to the artist. I think that's what I love about Plan. Fab's plan is that he really put together a model that balances the weight of of let's just say music artists as they contribute. It's not just the top 500 artists getting paid the lion's share for their success, but it bounces out to the independent, smaller bands, but still gives enough to the people who are crushing it all around. But that not an equal distribution, but a more fair distribution is something that we've heard from artists that they don't like from other platforms that are other streaming platforms. I think
that's definitely a unique take there. A couple of just sort of logistics questions here. So Ethereum and Algorand, you're incorporating both. Ethereum obviously has a much larger, broader audience and user base there, but you're also using Algorand. Can you talk to me about how Algorand comes into play? Is it a payment method? Will some of these NFTs be able to be created on Algorand? How much integration is there? How much is there in ETH? And if I guess a two-part question then. And if there is a playlist that's created, will that cause any complications if there are two different blockchains sort of working behind the scenes? How have you solved that problem, and what's the approach there?
Yeah, I'll let the last question to Imran, but when I speak to Algorand, right, because you can see here on the screen we carefully design our players and with the ability to screencast on any smart TV, on any screen. So with the ability to project, whether you're home or whether you're at an event or partnering with talking to galleries, some notable museums for collaborations. And I think when it comes to art, minting music, you want to go with a blockchain that is secure, that is fast, and where you don't have to worry about the gas fees is proof of stake, pure proof of stake. And what I love about Algorand is that gives you that possibility that you can pre-mint your NFT and offer it to your fan base to really have a smooth experience there, right? And nothing, as the first roadmap that we put together testifies, right? That nothing is gonna stop us or stop people from like mixing and matching, right? So we're for complete freedom, choice of freedom and freedom of choice to allow people to get the option to mint on Ethereum or Algorand. There are a lot of considerations beyond the gas fees, right? There's a market that you want to go after. But if we do this right, we really want to become become the main marketplace for Algorand. Develop really a huge secondary market with a ton of liquidity, and bring that to the Algorand community. And I'm sure the artists are gonna love it, right? Whether it's for the green blockchain, whether it's for minting the security, whether it's for the ability that the fact that the consensus mechanism cannot be tampered with, right? It's not cannot be controlled by large corporation if they're starting to make too much noise. I love all of that about what Algorand brings, and I'm not gonna
no forking. It's environmentally safe. All those are very, very viable reasons. Okay, but that's what the community wanted to hear. I was hoping you would answer that way. So thank you. All right.
Also the leadership team of Algorand as well. Silvio Macaulay, Steve, Sean Ford, Stacy on the foundation side, and a large notable supporter, Anthony Scaramucci. My time at CNBC, working with him, and I know how he does his due diligence, and being a strong supporter. He's looking at leadership for well-run company, and having that support is in conjunction with the technology really makes for confidence for us in algorand.
Good to hear. Okay, very good. And Imran, are you able to chime in about the functionality between two blockchains on the side of the simultaneously?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're up to it. I think a good chunk of our work has progressed well. Like Fabs mentioned, right? We basically our whole model is not around trying to force one community to come and adopt something that they may not be comfortable with. But at the same time, we are trying to bring forth the best of all the worlds. We're allowing artists to pick and choose the chain of choice, or the chain that would most benefit the community that they're targeting. And in doing so, we are making we're working closely with algorand in identifying and solving certain problems that they're trying to, using the help of some of their internal architects that we've been meeting from time to time to solve problems like royalties and stuff, which are not traditionally out of the box. So yeah, a lot of engineering that's going through with the team to put and make these capabilities a reality.
Great. Okay. Great, fantastic answers. We're at about 35 minutes or so here. I know that we've got, we wanted to keep this to 30 minutes, but there's just so much information here. But there's one last question I've got to ask. Dan, when's the next party?
Earth Day.
Earth Day.
We're definitely supporters of environmentally friendly technology, algorand, and so we're hosting a party in the Meatpacking District here in New York as a first look of our app and graffiti heroes on April 22nd here in New York.
Okay. So a large portion of the staff will be able to be present at that event?
Yep, a large portion of the staff and some of our artists, LS+B, Ty Wright, Dave Warren, also known as Tune the Maker. So yeah, Tony Steels, I got to give a shout out to her. She's a local or a New York hip hop artist. She's crushing it. So she's one of our musicians that we're supporting and coming out with, and she's going to be performing at our Soho home store.
All right.
Yeah, and of course you guys are invited.
Yeah.
And maybe the next party is going to be at the Cypher. We're going to bring some of our artists to perform, right? And,
great. Lauren and I were just trying to figure out when the next Decipher was going to be, if they haven't made that announcement yet. But,
yes, I'm excited for it.
Right? There's so many great events coming up, yours included. All right. Well, it's been fantastic. I want to thank you all for joining. Obviously, we're going to put all the links, contacts in the description down below. And I hope that the entire team will come back and visit again and give us updates as you make progress, as you start to unleash some more milestones. And next time I'll get Imran to spill a little more alpha about what's going on with the VIP access. But all right, thank you everyone for being here today, and stay tuned for more interviews coming up.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for having us.